In 3 weeks, it's going to be 3 years that I lost my mum all of a sudden. And I think that there's something that nobody really talks about when you lose somebody too early. It's not the death itself, it's not the funeral, and it's not even the silence that follows all of this. But rather, it's the fact that life just continues to happen without them being in it anymore. And what hurts the most is not even the big moments, but mostly everything in between. It's the coffee dates that never happen, the random calls. It's the "you'll never guess what happened today" messages. Oh, you guys. It's all those things that you thought that you were definitely going to share with them, the everyday life that they were supposed to be a part of. It's all of those moments where you never expected for them not to be there because it was so normal that they are a part of it. And now all of a sudden you have to deal with a complete shift in your life. And for none of those moments, they are going to be there. But not only that, you can't even tell them about it. How often I wish I could just call my mom and tell her about everything that happened. And I do write to her in my diary and I talk to her in my mind, but it's not the same thing. You can still stay connected through those ways, but it's never going to be the same than talking to them in real life. I lost my mom when I was 27 years old, and there was absolutely no warning beforehand. And I think that a lot of people think that grief happens in one moment, that it's something like most traumatic events that you go through. They happen and then slowly you move on from them. But the problem with grief is that it is a process that is going to last forever. There's no moving on and there's no final healing, no final destination that you're going to reach and say, now I'm not feeling the grief anymore. Grief is realizing over and over that there are so many future versions of your life that are just not going to exist in the way that you imagined them to. Because you're not just missing who they were in your life, but you are also forever going to miss who they were going to be. My mom, she was supposed to be there for so many things yet to come. So many things that most people wouldn't even think twice about. Things that I didn't even think twice about before I lost her, how incredibly lucky I was to have her there. And now every time that something really good happens in my life, there's immediately this split feeling. If you have lost somebody very early on, then you know exactly what I mean. It's this feeling of, I'm so happy that this happened, and at the same time, I'm so sad that I cannot tell that person about it. It's been a long time that it's been so difficult to record a video. I do apologize, but this is a very emotional topic. I used to think that the hardest moments would be birthdays or big milestones. But the more you are going through grief, the more you realize that the hardest moments are really those small things that happen on a daily basis. Those little moments where normally you would have sent them a text message. Normally you would have given them a call. Normally it would have been one of those "you are not going to believe what happened today" messages. Or even those moments where you experience something and you just know that they would have loved it. And the strangest part is that the world doesn't stop. Everything keeps moving, new memories are being made, but there is always this invisible layer of absence that follows you into everything that you do. And what I've learned is that people often try to fix your grief, especially someone who hasn't gone through a traumatic event like that themselves. They will say things like, she would want you to be happy, or time heals everything, or at least you had her for X amount of years. And while I say those things myself sometimes, and I do understand where they're coming from, grief just does not work like something that you can solve. It's not about moving on, because you're never going to be able to move on. It's about learning how to carry a life that is now including both love and absence at the same time. And while I don't think that time heals everything, sometimes it does help. At some point, something changes. It's almost as if you stop trying to get over it and you start learning how they can be a part of your life, but in a different way. Obviously not physically or in the way that you wish, but in the way you talk to them in your mind, and especially in the way that you realize how much they have shaped who you are. And even though the thought of a future without them hurts so much, you start realizing that the love does not disappear with a person. In so many ways, I carry out so much of what my mom has taught me. And it's funny because when my mom was still here, I never noticed how similar we were. And it's a little bit sad that it took for this to happen for me to realize this, but on the other hand, I'm so incredibly grateful because it is proof of exactly what I was just saying before. The love that this person had for us is always going to continue with us throughout this world. And the best we can do is to try and take all the good things that they had inside them and make sure that the world knows them. So the saddest part about losing somebody isn't just that they're gone. It's that you keep living through all the moments that they were supposed to be a part of. But maybe the truth is that they're still a part of it, just in a different way than we expected.